What's up, everyone? This Kate versus Blue Sun matchup is brought to you courtesy of one of my viewers. It's matching up against me, and if you are pretty observant, you would notice that this is actually a rehash of one of my earlier decks, which is the Exile, Overmind, and David recursion deck. I'm just porting it to Kate and switching up some of the cards to make it more a better deck, basically, because Kate's ability really does trump Exiles by a long shot. Exile is meant to be played for fun. This one I hope to make a tier 1.5 deck. And the biggest change that you will notice between the two decks, my old Exile deck and this Kate deck, is that I swapped the legworks out for HQ interfaces. HQ interface is better in Kate because you can install them for one less cost, thanks to Kate's ability. So let's talk about my opening hand. It's pretty much the best opening hand you can ask for. Lots of economy, and more importantly, the green boxes outline my starting play. Diesel into Show Gamble is one of the best things you can start with, and couple that with a prepaid voice pad on Kate. That's 3 clicks where you can go up to 9 credits, and you have a prepaid voice pad ready to go on your next turn. This is a very solid opening. With my last click, instead of running, I decide to install Simoting. Running is pretty useless against Blue Sun because he can bounce the ice back, so face checking the ice is of no use in scouting out what kind of defenses he runs. In fact, it'll probably cost me money if I run into a toll booth, so I avoid that. On the next turn, he forces me to run because he installs and reses a Jackson. I cannot let Jackson go off too often, for obvious reasons. It allows him to clear Agenda Flood, and more importantly, draws him his Sea Scorch combo. So I tried to contest that, but he reses the Wall of Static. So I let it go. Instead, I siege R&D. He didn't res R&D ice, and as a result, he lost a Project Atlas to me. I got my second prepaid going up, so now I have a lot of money. With a Lucky Find and Dirty Laundry in my hand, and 2 prepaid voice pads, you can be very sure that I'll be raking in big bucks very soon. So I'm not very worried about him getting out of control with credits, because I can easily match up to his tempo, thanks to my good draw luck. My first turn, I run the Jackson, forcing him to use it. This is a win for me. Actually, a better move here would have been to just Dirty Laundry Archives, because if there was an agenda in there, he would have used the Jackson anyway, which would have saved me 1 click on running the Jackson Howard. So that was a boo-boo on my part. With Dirty Laundry, I can afford to run Archives, and I should have. Anyway, now he attempts to score an agenda. I will definitely contest it by modding in an Overmind. Unfortunately, he reses a Hive, the one piece of ice that's more than 3 subroutines in his deck that will stop me cold from running in. This was my mistake, because I saw the Hive from R&D. After I accessed the Project Atlas, I ran again and I saw the Hive. I should have known that that the ice that was on top of his agenda was going to be a Hive. So that was a very big mistake on my part. I shouldn't have wasted time modding in an Overmind knowing I cannot contest the agenda. And he bounces the Hive back anyway and scores the NAPD. So I'm looking in not very good shape right now, but thankfully it's just an NAPD. It's not an overscored Atlas, and yeah. So he does give me some time to build up my rig. With 3 prepaid voice pads out, that is amazing. I only drew 12 cards out of 45 from my deck. That is less than a third of my deck drawn, and I've already found all 3 prepaid voice pads. So any money cards I draw right now are going to be worth a lot of money. He is half as rich as me. You don't say that very often against Blue Sun. So yeah, he attempts to score another agenda. I'll let it go. I'm not really in the position to contest him right now. Right now, my main priority is to find my memory chips so that I can get Overminds with more power tokens. So he advances that card once, and once again, I can't contest it because I know that there's a Hive somewhere there. The Hive only has 3 subroutines, but there are 2 pieces of ice there, so I'm pretty sure I won't be able to break through all of it. No point running there. So I finally find my memory chip, the Cyber Solutions, and here I decide what to do. I need to shed 2 cards by the end of the turn. So what I do is to install Cyber Solutions. No, I do not install Cyber Solutions. I first use my Dirty Laundry. I plan to use both Dirty Laundry and Cyber Solutions, but running last click is a stupid thing to do. So I use the Dirty Laundry first to make around R&D. In case I hit a snare, I still have 1 click to clear the tag. Running through the Caduceus is easy with my 1 link. It's very important nowadays to run runners with link, because Caduceus is becoming more and more prevalent with the rise of Wayland. Alright, I access an irrelevant card and then I install the Cyber Solutions. That is how you should play it, not the other way around. Alright, so he bounces the Caduceus and installs another new ice on R&D. Could be a Caduceus, could be something else. I don't know for sure. But anyway, now I finally find my memory and I have a test run scavenge combo at hand. So now the question is, what do I do next? I don't think I want to contest the remote because if that remote was something valuable, he would have scored it by now. So instead, I siege HQ with my HQ interface, newly installed, to see 2 cards. Let's see what exactly his deck runs. For the first time, I'm actually accessing a decent number of cards. There's a Curtain Wall and Scorched Earth. Alright, so he's running Sea Scorched. Not a good thing for me. Thankfully, I have a lot of credits and he doesn't have any big ice on the board. So, yeah, I'm feeling pretty safe right now. In fact, I can go below 4 cards and still feel pretty safe. I just need to make sure that I don't get hit by Scorched Earth. A snare, sorry. Yes, a snare would definitely cripple my game. Alright, so he continues on installing over HQ. Then I try running through R&D, breaking through the wall static. At this point, I want to shed as many Overmind tokens as possible because I want to re-scavenge it for even more tokens with my Cyber Solutions membership. I see a toll booth, and I remark to him that that's something that he really wants to see. He has enough credits to res it, and toll booth is one of the best things that Blue Sun can ask for. Being able to randomly tax the runner for 3 credits is always good. But thankfully, credits are the least of my worries. Thanks to my very good draw, I drew all my money cards early, and especially the 3 prepaid voice pets in quick succession. So, yes, this is looking good. But now he advances the card in the remote to 3 advancement tokens. This worries me. That is not something I like to see. Alright, so I force him to rest Toll Booth on HQ because otherwise I will access 2 cards. So I do get taxed, and since I'm paying the 3 credits, I might as well just use my Overmind to break through anyway. Then I go through his Porous Caduceus. It costs me 3 credits to break, but it doesn't require any Overmind tokens. So that is a weak point in his defense I'm exploiting. And in return, I find 2 cards. A Scorched Earth, a Posted Bounty. Alright, this is where the game changed. Suddenly my head turned on. What if that card in the remote is a Posted Bounty? I'll be dead. I didn't think that running advanced cards is important. I can let him score a Cleaners or Government Contracts, big deal. I thought it was an Aggressive Secretary or a Cerebral Overwriter, but I had to check it because it could be a Posted Bounty, and sure enough it was. That was a very close shave. Very, very close shave. Had I let him get a 3 advanced Posted Bounty remain on the table, 2 Scorched Earths later, I'm dead. Game over. So it was very, very thankful that I drained his credits by forcing him to rest the booth, then running in through the server, which he couldn't protect. He didn't have any money to rest the hive that was in the remote, and as such I managed to steal the all-important advanced Posted Bounty. You might think he has no credits left, he can't scorch me. Well, he's Blue Sun. He just needs to bounce the toll booth back to his hand, and voila, he has credits. So that was a very close shave I avoided. It could have been a Junebug, it could have been a Ghost Branch. They both cost just 1 influence to splash. He could easily be running it. I had to gamble there, and it paid off. Now I get to see more of his influence as I continue running through his HQ. I saw the Ash. So that is another thing that he's relying on to score agendas from. But that is not going to be of much use when I have a clear credit advantage over him. He cannot afford to pump the Ash Trace, and it won't protect his agendas. So yeah, I think that was the turning point of the game. I think that was his last chance of winning the game. As of now, I don't think he stands a chance because I'm too rich, he cannot see Scorch me, and he cannot score agendas safely because I'm just 1 scavenge away from getting a fresh big Overmind. Now I have Astrolabe, so any new Overminds will have 5 to 6 power tokens on it. So, yep, he's in a lot of trouble. He does have a good amount of credits, but now he's used up all his rest dice. He has bounced all of them back to his hand, so having played Blue Sun, I know that those 16 credits will run out very fast. 1 or 2 Tobos, or even a single Curtain Wall. That's it. No more credits for him. In the meantime, since he's not scoring agendas, I'm looking to solidify my lead by finding more scavengers. Nah, I have no patience for that. I scavenged the overmind immediately for 6 power tokens because I wanted to start running. Yes, it is important to be aggressive against Blue Sun because once they get the server set up with lots of subroutines, this deck cannot cannot contend with that many subroutines. So on my turn, I basically install 2 new overminds. That's pretty sick, huh? Yep. I scavenged the first overmind, then I test run scavenge with same old thing, the second overmind. So bringing me to 11 power tokens on the overminds. Try scoring agendas. That's not going to happen. The only way he can stop me now is if he has traps in his deck. Junebug, and Ghost Branch and the like. Otherwise, I'm getting through that server no matter what with my insane credit pool. And of course, I still haven't used my silver bullet that I've been keeping in this hand since the very beginning, the David. He didn't see this coming because it was in my hand all the time. So I'm just 3 credits away from completely denying his curtain wall. Those 14 credits that he expected, nope, not today. So, yes, completely bankrupted. I mean, I didn't bankrupt him, but I denied him 14 credits, and that was a lot. And to top everything off, I reshuffle my entire deck and see 2 lucky finds off the top. And a scavenge so that I can get my David back. This is phenomenal draw on my part. I definitely don't deserve such a good draw, but yes. Now I'm nigh unstoppable. I have 9 credits. Each lucky find will give me 9 credits thanks to prepaid voice pad. I have 11 power tokens to get through 11 subroutines for free. And 3 Davids to get through 3 big subroutines for free. Like this one, Toll Booth. Alright, so I pay 1 David subroutine, 3 credits, and I'm through. Let's see. I can R&D lock him. Since I have an R&D interface now, I find a Project Atlas and something else. Oh, yes, the game hung here. Oh well. Yes. Project Atlas and... Oh, sorry, I missed the second card. But anyway, yes. So now every turn is basically make a run and then lucky find back up to lots of money. He still cannot contest my credit pool. He's too poor right now. So he reinstalls a card. And he just cannot afford to score agendas now. He knows that I can get through the remote. He has to bait me to run on the remote. Since he's not, I'm just going to run R&D again. Once again, I'm just 1 David token away from getting past. Another Toll Booth. Well, that's annoying. But, well, it's still 6 credits, 2 David tokens. I'll take that any day. I find Archer and Hedge Fund. Alright. And I end off my turn with a card draw and a lucky find to bring me to 26 credits. I'm still far richer than him. Yes, he commented that Levi AR Lab access was huge. It got me all my money back and a couple of scavengers to refresh my breakers. That's phenomenal for me. So I'm maintaining R&D lock right now. It's very strong and at very little expense to my credit pool. He reinstalls an ice on R&D and he knows he's R&D locked. So his only option right now is to install more ice over R&D. And that's exactly what he does, because as you'll see soon, he's going to install another piece of ice on R&D, which is a pretty good move. So now, with my David completely out of tokens, I cannot afford to run through that server cheaply. So I was forced at this point to scavenge the David using same old thing. Because he overminded a Toll Booth. This is a chance for me to get rid of the Toll Booth. So he shows me the Archer that I saw on R&D. I was very surprised he chose to put the Archer there because it meant that he had to sack his NAPD contract. But, well, he was pretty desperate at this point, and I can't blame him. But this poses a big quandary for me. How do I get through this server? So I think since Archer has more strength than Toll Booth, the only obvious choice is to use all my David tokens on Archer. Give him the 2 credits for Archer. Then break Toll Booths with Overminds. And in so doing, I trash one of the Toll Booths. This is pretty huge. The most important thing is not to deny him the 7 credits from Toll Booth here. The important thing is to destroy his Toll Booth by sending it to archives. But it didn't matter because I accessed the cleaners to win the game. So yes, this is the power of Overmind and David recursion. With, I think same old thing is a very key card here. It's basically copy number 4 and number 5 of Scavenge, and that is very crucial in this deck where recursion is key. David is an essential card to this deck, one which I'm willing to spend 4 influence on, because it gets you through many of the problematic ice that is posed by all factions. It is a hard counter to Blue Sun. The moment I am able to fetch my David, I am able to completely shut down Blue Sun's oversight AI economy, which is the huge driving force that makes Blue Sun so good. It's also very relevant in other matchups. In your standard NBN, you have wraparounds that you can break since they're 7 strength, and toe booths obviously, which you break for 3. Then there's RP. In RP, they might run Inazumas, which you can break easily as well. You just need one David token. And for HB, HB Big Ice, I don't need to say much more. So David is all around very good, no matter the matchup. But it's a silver bullet against Blue Sun, especially when played in Shaper faction, since you have ways to tutor it. Admittedly, one big problem with this deck is that it contains too many moving parts. Early on, it struggles very much with getting a lot of things set up. You need both economy and your breakers, and for your breakers, you rely on memory space, which in this game, I nearly lost the game because I didn't have enough memory. My Overmind had too few power counters, and as a result, I wasn't able to break through the early Hive. After the game, we did a post-mortem, and to my horror, had he installed and advanced the posted bounty in the remote with the Hive instead of the NAPD as the first agenda, he would have won the game, because I was down to 1 card at that point, and he had a Scorched Earth in hand already. So if he had done that, I would have lost the game outright, and I had no plus screed in my deck to defend against that. So yes, very, very weak early on, this Kate deck, but it's to be expected. I'm too used to Criminal, and this deck just doesn't operate as fast. It might struggle against the faster decks such as Astrobiotics. With all that said and done, it's still a very powerful deck, especially if you can make it past the early hurdle. I'll continue playtesting this deck. Thanks for watching. Happy net running.